Okay, second class students, in previous period we have seen unit 2nd reading A, C.V. Raman, the pride of India. Who was C.V. Raman? Chandrasekhar Venkatraman, right? And in previous period we have seen just a recap. In Kolkata, there is a laboratory or headquarters of the particular office, Indian Association for Cultivation of Science. In one of the laboratories, there was a rush and happy, pleasant situation everywhere, right? And in one laboratory, C.V. Raman was explaining to the visitors. At the time, K.S. Krishnan came and he announced that Professor Compton was honored with the Nobel Prize for his invention. What is the invention? We have seen the invention also by Compton. What is the Compton's effect or Compton's invention? The nature of the X-ray changes when passed through matter. Compton proved that through his invention that the rays changes its nature when passes through the matter. The change was dependent on the kind of matter. It was called the Compton effect. To listen that, C.V. Raman smiled and said that definitely, if it is true with the rays, and definitely will be true with the light. Means C.V. Raman was working on light. Though he has no formidable, the best instruments in his laboratory, but he was hopeful that one day definitely will be successful in the field he is working. Right, and see. We were yesterday, means previous period exactly at this place here. 4 months later, if you have textbook on page number 24, you see, fourth paragraph. 4 months later, on March 16 to 1928, Raman announced his discovery of new radiation, describing the behavior of the beam of light passing through a liquid chemical to an assembly of scientists at Bangalore, now called Bengaluru. And see, C.V. Raman made his invention. He is successful in making his invention about the light. And he said that his discovery of new radiation describing the behavior of the beam of light passes through a liquid chemical to an assembly of scientists at Bangalore. Now it is called Bengaluru. He announced his invention. Okay. Then let us see what is the Raman effect. If question is asked to you, what is the Raman effect? What answer you write? Come to the point. Raman effect. Raman effect. Change in the wavelength of light. Change in the wavelength of light that occurs when that occurs when a light beam is deflected Light beam is deflected by molecules. You might have seen and do this experiment at home also. You take water tub, take a tub and pour some water in it. Pour water in the tub and then place a stick or a rod into the water in the tub. Then you see, when it reaches to the water, when the rod enters in the water, it looks somewhat bent. It is called diffracted. Right? It doesn't go straight. It doesn't go straight, but it moves that side. It is called deflected due to the molecules present in the water. And here, C.V. Raman proved that change in the wavelength of light that occurs when a light beam is deflected by the molecules. When here also light is, excuse me, when the light fall on water, the rays also, light also deflects due to the molecules. Okay, it is his experiment or Raman effect. The world hailed the discovery as the Raman effect. Here, hailed means welcomed. Hailed. Welcomed or accepted. Accepted or welcomed. The world hailed the discovery as the Raman effect. For scientific research in this country, it was a red letter day. Means very important day. Red letter day. Red letter day. Means very important day. Very important day. His discovery caught the attention of the world. With equipment with worth hardly 200 and limited facilities, Raman was able to make a discovery which won him Nobel Prize in Physics in 1930. You see, and for this discovery, with only instrument worth 200 rupees, he could invent this particular instrument or made invention. For this he was honored with a Nobel Prize in Physics. When? In 1930. Okay? Was honored with Nobel Prize in 1930. Raman was born on November 7th, 1888 at Tiruchirappalli in Tamil Nadu. This is about C.V. Raman's parentage and his biodata you see. Raman was born on November 7th, 1888 at Tiruchirappalli in Tamil Nadu. His father was a physics teacher in college, means lecturer. Physics teacher means a lecturer in physics in college. He was a brilliant student right from the start. Who was brilliant students? C.V. Raman was a brilliant student right from the start. When Raman passed his matriculation means 10th class, SSC, 10th class matriculation. His parents were keen to send him abroad for higher studies. Means as soon as C.V. Raman completed his matriculation or 10th class, his parents were very eager to send him in foreign land for higher studies. You see, many people went in foreign land for higher studies. And see, but on medical grounds, a British surgeon advised them against, and Raman stayed in country to do MA course at President College in Madras. Now it is called Chennai. Chennai, old name Madras. Right. But at the medical ground, he was advised to continue education in India itself. That's why C.V. Raman got admission and he completed his MA in Chennai College. Which college here? President College in Madras. Science had already made an impression on him and he began to write research papers for science journals. Right. Science had already made an impression on him and he began to write research papers for science journals. When he was only 19, he became a member of the Indian Association for Cultivation of Science. Meanwhile, respecting his parents' wishes, he took up an administrative job in the finance ministry in Calcutta. Right. Students, to help the parents, children are doing their level best. And here, C.V. Raman was not exception. To help his father, to satisfy his father's wish and will, he took a job. Okay? And he joined as an administrative job in the finance ministry in Calcutta. His parents, his interest in science, however, did not flag. He used to spend his hours after office in the lab of the assistant working throughout the night. Yes, see. Here flag means control or stopped or become less. Flag. FLAG, flag. Flag means didn't become less. Though he got job, his interest in science was not reduced. That's why daytime he used to do job in the offices and nighttime he used to do experiments in the laboratory. In this way, he did his level best. In his youth, Raman was mainly interested in acoustic. What is the meaning of acoustic? Right, let us see. In his youth, Raman was mainly interested in acoustic, the science of sound. Acoustic, science of a sound. Question for 2 marks will be there. Acoustic means science of a sound. He studied how strange instruments like the violin and the sitar would produce harmonious music. At first he was interested in acoustic means science of sound. How the sitar, banjo, okay, banjo the instrument, string instrument make the sound. He was elected to the Royal Society of London in 1924 and the British government made him a Knight of the British Empire in 1929. It was a high honor for any great scientist. Here, this is a honor and rewards, awards and rewards to him. Even he was appointed or elected to the Royal Society of London in 1924. As well as British government made him the Knight of the British Empire in 1929. You see, Knight is the title. Knight is a title. You see, title of respect, and British government honored him with the Knight title in 1929. It was a high honor of any great scientist. His advice to young scientists was to look at the world around them and not to confine themselves to their laboratories. C.V. Raman gave a message to the students. What did he say? His advice to young scientists was to look at the world around them. మీ చుట్టూ చూడండి, తిరగండి, నేర్చుకోండి, learn from the nature. Right. Don't be confined with laboratories. Don't remain in laboratories for invention. If you want to make invention, yes, see around you. There is a lot of to learn in the nature. He taught to the young scientist. The essence of science, he said, the essence of science is independent thinking and hard work, not equipment. Yes, essence means a central idea. Success of a science depends upon not the instruments, not in laboratory, but around you. C.V. Raman was the first Indian scholar who studied wholly in India and received the Nobel Prize. Here, wholly means completely, means LKG to PG or highest education was done by C.V. Raman only in India, and he was the first Indian to receive the foreign prize, that is Nobel Prize in physics. He was the first Asian and the first non-white to win such a great award in science. First Asian and first non-white means Indian. Means previously all inventions physics were given to the white people, Western people, but he was the first scientist or Asian who got the Nobel Prize. He passed away in 1970 on November 21st, but his memories are with us. February 28th, the day on which he discovered the Raman effect, is celebrated as the National Science Day to commemorate his remarkable achievement in science. You commemorate means celebrate. Commemorate, celebrate. Means February 20th of every year we celebrate as a Raman effect day because on that day he invented the Raman effect. And that day is celebrated as the National Science Day to celebrate his remarkable achievement in the science. Okay, students, today we could finish successfully Unit 2nd reading A about C.V. Raman, the pride of India. Right? Very good. Have a nice day.